What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. We haven't seen the Pendulum Magicians on the channel since the new ban list, and at ARG states, 4 of the top 8 happen to be Pendulum Magicians. Liam Lutton's list here went undefeated in their Swiss and then lost in top 8. I know that feeling when you go so far and you get sniped when it matters. 2 of my first tops were top 16s and then losses at SJCs. So let's go ahead and get into his tournament report and talk about his list. 81 people at this ARG Arizona States. That's crazy. He says, "Hello YouTube, I won Swiss going undefeated with 1 tie at the Arizona ARG States, and then I lost in the top 8. I wasn't playing any Ash Blossoms because I sold mine last month, and I only had 1 evenly matched because it was one I pulled at locals." That's one of the greatest feelings, right? You're going full budget and the RNG entities just send you down a precious card. Oh, feels good, man. "It was a really fun event and I had a really great time with everybody I played against." He then goes on to describe his rounds. "Round 1, I played against Trickstars 2-0. Round 2, I played against True Draco 2-1. Round 3, True Draco again, 2-1 again. Round 4, Light Sworns 2-0. Round 5, the Mirror Match 1-1. So there's his tie in Swiss, but remains undefeated as round 6, Trickstars 2-0, and round 7, Mech Knight Invoked 2-0, which I also have that list coming later for you guys. Our first look at Mech Knights on the channel. So that's going to be super awesome. So he says that top 8, I lost to the Mirror Match. I opened really bad both games 1 and 2, and he opened up godly. I'd like to shout out Nexus Entertainment, Team X3, Alex for telling me to play number 22 instead of Hope Harbinger. It won me a lot of my games, and everyone from Arizona who supported me and was there for me as I played in the event." So Liam Lutton going real hard and ham up with this list. Let's go ahead and get into it. We've got 3 Astrograph Sorcerer, and I'm going to skip over to his counterpart, 3 Chronograph Sorcerer. So this is like a card that, as Double Iris and Skullcrobat Joker got banned, we had to find new cards for Pendulum Magicians, and this is a pretty good one because it works pretty much like Astrograph for its monster effect. Its monster effect states, if a card or cards you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then you can special summon 1 monster from your hand. So it kind of works with that destruction effect where he pops out, but then you're able to bring out something else besides himself. Now you can also turbo this out because it can be destroyed by your own effects, such as activating Black Fang Magician. It helps you really flood the field, get where you need to be going, and I think overall that's pretty cool and needed for this deck to move forward. So let's go ahead and get into other cards. We've got 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Black Fang Magician, 3 Harmonizing Magician, 2 Luster Pendulum, 2 Oath Dragon, 3 Purple Poison Magician, 3 Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. Now, if you don't know what this card is, it's an 1800 that helps you plus and get bodies on board as well. So it states, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add a Supreme King Gate Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. If this card is in your graveyard and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect once per turn. So like later in the game, if they field wiped you, he's a free body on board back and can play back. He's also free advantage by getting you a gate that's also a scale 0. So I guess you can Pendulum summon your level 1 tuner, and it might actually end up mattering with Astrograph being a 7. That would be pretty cool, right? But it's also really funny to see Time Gazer and Stargazer in a deck in 2K18. When they first came out as some of the original Pendulum monsters, I'm pretty sure the original Pendulum monsters, they weren't really looked at as serious, and now they were kind of running this Mist Valley Apex Avion deck, and now they have a place to call home. We've got 3 Wisdom Eye Magicians, still busted, still broken, still helping out this deck a lot. 3 Duelist Alliance, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Pendulum Call, 1 Star Pendulum Graph, and 2 of the Trap. Yeah, you can't search this anymore, but it's still really powerful to get to draw to. I do want to say I'm a little surprised by there not being Pot of Desires, despite most things being a 3 of. Foolish does help you turbo out Supreme King Dragon Darkworm, but I do suppose that there's people that would still feel like Desires can be really rough. When it gets ashed, it hurts, and you're limiting what can get ashed in the deck. I could see reasoning on both sides. Let me actually shift a card real quick, or I don't know how to not time out here. Here, we'll just search time there, so we don't time out. We've got 3 Chaos Hunter in the side deck, 2 Gamma Seal, the Sea Turtle Kaiju, one of my favorites, Gamera, nice to see you, buddy. 3 Twin Twisties, 3 Wavering Eyes. This is amazing for the mirror match. It helps your Astrograph, it helps your Chronograph, and there's just so much it does. If you're a Pendulum player, you probably should be citing this, and I like this. This is spicy. 3 Dimensional Barrier. Been a while since we've seen this card, but if you're expecting a lot of the mirror match and you're going first, you don't have to commit to the field a lot, so you avoid getting evenly matched, and you can just kind of wreck them with this one. Or you can set up Omega and do that sort of stuff. And it looks like this duelist actually isn't running Omega. I'm kind of surprised. And that one evenly matched we spoke about. Next, in the extra deck, we've got an Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, 2 Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom, 1 Ignister, 1 Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. How long has it been since we've seen this bands? Evil Swarm Nightmare. Oh, we were just actually talking the other night on stream, and I believe it was my friend Master Dinnerflax said, I miss those formats. We haven't seen this card in a while. Remember when it was relevant in Full Power Pepe? Nice to see this teched in. That is actually really cute, really fun. I'm a fan. I like that this is here. 1 Norito, the Morale Leader, that goes alongside Chronograph, and a lot of people are using it in their setups. We've got the number 22 Zombie Stein that he talked about and said he was glad he ran. A 4,500 attack monster. It is pretty insane. Number 41, Baguska. Sometimes this deck is Bagusko Turbo. We've got Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon alongside a Tornado Dragon, a Borlo Dragon, 1 Decode Talker, and double Heavy Metal Foes Electromite, the card that is just breaking this deck in and making it oh so good. So let's talk about some of the tech choices here. He obviously didn't have access to Ash Blossom. Effect Veiler seems to really be filling in the format. We featured World Chalice earlier playing 3 of these. It seems like targeting his back is kind of the theme, but True Dracos run rampant, as we also saw in his earlier matchups, and Veiler kind of doesn't do too much to the True Dracos, and I've got to say, I feel like it's going to hit this kind of eventual rock, paper, scissors, or triangle or square format where Veiler will be effective against some decks and not others, but you can always end up siding it out. There's all these side options. Kaijus, and evenly for going second. You've got Dimensional Barrier for going first. That's still going to be useful against almost every deck, unless it's like World Chalice where you're going Link Turbo. I think there's a lot of potential for this deck. I'm surprised that they know Omega. There's a lot of fields, I feel like, where you can get out an Omega, take a piece from hand, and then try to set up with your trap or your negates or something that can kind of deal with your opponent. And so taking that extra card can be so crucial, but at the same time, I do understand the setup mentality that he's going for as well. Baguska is kind of just as good of a setup as what I'm talking about, but I don't know. Omega just, it makes me happy to play Omega when I'm playing this deck, so I see that there's difference. You just got so many tuners, though. Ignister, of course, though, is still amazing in this format. We call Ningirsu the Ignister of Links here on the channel, always, just to make one random commenter mad, but Ignister does what he does so well. So I think this is a great first look at Pendulums. I definitely think there's places to tighten up. Of course, if you're going by meta standards, you probably want Ash Blossom somewhere in here. And tell me how you feel in the comment section down below about there not being Desires. I don't always look at ARG events, but I think I'll start doing it more whenever people are willing to send in their deck list and do a live profile more so. But for states, you know, I don't think a lot of the deck lists get out there as quick, so I do want to go ahead and you know, give credit where credit is due. I actually want to look on YouTube as well. This entire tournament was live streamed, and I owe these guys a shout out. Yeah, this is by Arsenal Game Gear on YouTube. Let me see if I can pull up their channel real quick for you guys. Arsenal Game Gear, streamed this entire tournament. I ended up watching some of it, and it was pretty fun to actually be able to watch an entire streamed ARG States. So kudos to them. They did a great job. Hype commentary. Looks like they just rounded up to 1,300 subscribers when I subbed. All right. So I am very happy to see streaming with their caliber of commentary. They're really personal dudes and are personable. My bad, not personal. They did get personal with me, but I'm happy with that tournament overall and watching it. So you can also check out the tournament there. They'll have some deck list up as well later, but I'll be getting that Mac Knight deck list up to you guys